Barry and the Browns have to look at any type of alternatives. That brings us to 10 bold predictions for the offseason from The Athletic. One of them involves the Browns. They say the Browns will trade for Matt Ryan. And when you look at it, if a team offered the same deal the Eagles took for Wentz, conditional second, that could turn to a first plus a third, would it be enough? I got to say, I am not interested in trading for Matt Ryan. If you gave me Matt Ryan maybe 5-6 years ago, I might consider it. Having said that, if the Browns do look to trade Baker Mayfield, because that would be part of it, two teams to keep in mind: Detroit Lions, John Dorsey, and actually at three. Alonzo Highsmith is with the Seattle Seahawks. There's one that's interesting. And obviously, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah now with the Vikings. Those are three teams that you think of when you think of ties to Baker Mayfield and people that have thought highly or seen him play at a high level. But your thoughts on the Matt Ryan Falcons potential trade?
If it was 2016 Matt Ryan and he had Kyle Shanahan back with him, we know when he won MVP, took Atlanta to the Super Bowl. Aside from the 28-3 jokes, that Matt Ryan was just fine. And if that was what the Browns were getting, like you said, that would be a no-brainer. But I think, Matt Ryan he hasn't played as well as you would expect him to play. I think what he did that season seems like a product of the Shanahan offense. An amazing year from Julio Jones, a defense that was really good, but hasn't quite looked the same as from that season. And obviously, losing all the guys they didn't help. Julio Jones not being the same player didn't help. Kyle Shanahan going to San Francisco certainly didn't help that in any way, shape, or form. But I look at Matt Ryan. I mean, he's 37. He's going to be 37 years old when the season starts. I mean, the cap hit alone makes this tough to swallow unless Atlanta is able to eat a bunch of that cap hit in a trade. I don't know if I would do it. I get it for consistency's sake. I mean, it goes back to what we were just talking about earlier. Consistency at the position is one of the bigger things I think the Browns should be seeking, but you're also kind of forcing yourself into this 2-3 year window if you trade for Matt Ryan, because again, he's 37 years old. He's not going to get any younger. Who's to say he's still going to be good at 39 or 40? So you're kind of boxing yourself in. And the way I've seen the Andrew Berry, regime play out in the last couple of years, one thing that he wants is flexibility. He never seems like the guy who wants to push all his chips into the middle of the table. I'm not saying he won't do that, but nothing that I've seen so far tells me that he would ever do that. So those are reasons why I just don't see a Matt Ryan trade to Cleveland really happening.